So, what up everyone? And today I'm gonna be talking about this guy, TESARION. So, after looking into some DPS options in my inventory, I know that Narin-Ha and Argen are sort of the most popular damage dealers as far as like raids go, guild raids, stuff like that. Basically, any environment where multiple people can participate, he will usually, or rather, they will usually be the top DPS option. So for Narin-Ha, it's her third skill, which is what 1000 multiplier plus around 122% per each harmful effect. There is also the Wind Vampire, so Argen, which has a little bit of a higher multiplier as far as I saw. So if we check his third skill, yeah, so 1000 plus, however, this one is close to 50% per debuff per hit compared to what her Narin-Ha, so that's what, around 30% higher multiplier per skill, because both of these hit 3 times, so this will be 150 and Narin-Ha's will be close to 120. But apart from those, I looked over the units and I noticed that TESARION actually has a really big scaling skill. So if you don't know what he does, so his basic ability is pretty simple. He just has a chance to apply burn. His second ability is a defense break plus damage scaling with burn. His third skill will apply several burn effects, plus the damage also scales with burn, and his passive is just oblivion for every attack that you do. So while he is a very good unit in other areas, today I'm mostly gonna be checking over his scaling. And if you look at this skill, so first of all 3 abilities of the units that I'm talking about only cost 3 mana, so they're equal in difference. So Narin-Ha's third skill is 3 mana, Argen's skill is 3 mana, and TESARION's second skill is 3 mana. So now if you look at the scalings, you'll notice that the base scaling is a little bit lower than the other 2. However, the scaling is pretty decent, 125% for each level of a burn damage over time effect. And in my opinion, if you look at it this way, burn effects will be way easier to stack than harmful effects. For raids, to stack multiple harmful effects, you kind of need to play around with different sort of units to get, I would say, you can easily get like 6-7 with whatever teams, but further than that, you sort of need to mix units up, because if you use the same units, you will not be able to apply a lot of different effects. For burn, however, there are quite a bit of units that apply burn. So first of all, TESARION himself. Second of all, amazing thing about burn is that all 3 summoners actually can apply burn. So for Cleave, I believe his second skill applies burn, especially the upgraded one, which is awesome because of the crit damage taken up effect as well. For Kina, I believe his first skill, and for Orbia, this is by far the most popular, actually all 3 skills apply burn, so it is pretty easy to stack the burn levels on the boss. And I'll give you to a chart right here. So what you see right here is, this is the amount of either debuffs or burn level for TESARION. And if you look at the scaling of the skill, so these are the base scalings. Basically, if there are no harmful effects, no burns, so these are the scalings of skills. So TESARION being the lower one on the baseline, and Argen and Narin-Ha having close to 1000. However, when you check the scalings with the burn effect, you'll notice that at level 10, TESARION gets close to 2100% multiplier. So the closest values here are for Argen, he requires 7 debuffs, and at 7 debuffs he still deals a little bit less damage than TESARION at level 10 burn. And for the Narin-Ha, actually, you'll notice that she needs 9 debuffs in order to match the damage of a level 10 burn TESARION. So Keep that in mind that different debuffs are way harder to stack compared to several levels of burn effects, especially, for example, if you manage to cooperate a team where a lot of people use burn effects, so like fire type summoners, other TESARIONs, other units that use burns. And yeah, if you look at the damage, I just wanted to just sort of draw attention to TESARION being a very good raid DPS unit, because here's the main selling point of TESARION. These two, so Argen and Narinha, they are units for PvE only. They sort of don't have much PvP usage at all. So Argen, completely unusable in PvP. For Narinha, she has a decent second skill, which actually allows you to block beneficial effects, and it's an AoE attack, so it's sort of decent. However, the rest of her kit is really bad for PvP, so this skill is sort of useless because the most you will do is a little bit of damage based on those harmful effects and maybe a defense break or two. But other than that, her passive will usually not activate because the unit she will attack will be based on her class rather than the element. And yeah, so these two, they sort of don't have much use in PvP. For TESARION though, he is sort of a PvP god, and this sort of allows you to play around with less units, doing more. So in TESARION's case, he can be used for PvP, and on top of that, you can actually build him on a straight up damage set and use him as a rage damage dealer. And I wanted to test the damage that you can do. So I've done a few runs yesterday, and shout out to these two legends who helped me out. So actually we can see them here. Wait, 1 second ago. Yeah, Khaleesi and Talonkia, legends mate. Thanks for helping me test yesterday. And yeah, if we move further, as you can see, I asked people to not switch their teams much around, but to use fire summoners. And yeah, we had level 10 burn pretty quickly. As you can see, the raid starts around here. I personally did not use any third skill on TESARION, meaning that I only used this. And we were still able to stack a burn pretty easily. So if we check into the harmful effects right here, boss is at 68%. The raid has been taking place for like 7 seconds already. And at this point, we already have level 10 burn. This means that the TESARION's damage on this skill is maxed out. And currently we have 7 debuffs, so Argen would sort of be able to match the damage. However, Narinha is nowhere near close doing enough damage compared to TESARION, because she needs around 9 debuffs to do similar damage to TESARION. So yeah. And if we move further by just a few seconds, just to show you the damage that he does. So no damage taken up effect or anything like that. We're only seeing a level 10 defense break, level 10 burn, and 1 crit damage taken up. And once the skill hits, you will see that the skill actually did, oh, I just lost it. There we go, 202,000 a critical hit. So we also did a test for Narinha, and the closest scenario I found was somewhere right here. So the boss also has level 10 defense break right here. The boss also has, this time is level 2 crit damage taken up, so the damage will be slightly higher, and there are also 8 harmful effects. So this is more of a realistic scenario where you will have a bit more damage or a bit more harmful effects per se, because you're using different units, you're not focused on using fire ones. And with the skills, as you can see, we just missed it, just missed it, I believe, right? Yeah, let me backtrack a bit. And this one, let's wait for it. Boom, 77,000 times 3, so that is around, what, 230,000? So yeah, yes, Narinha and Argen will, of course, in most cases do more damage, because you are able to cycle more debuffs by using different units. However, the bad point about them is you cannot use them anywhere else apart from PvE. And even in those scenarios where you use them in PvP, they're mostly good in raids, and of course stuff like field boss, guild raids, where there are way more than 10 various debuffs. But for those single target scenarios, for those scenarios where you sort of cooperate to build debuffs, TESARION, I think he is definitely a bit overlooked in terms of damage. I think people mostly use him for that Oblivion. They like to use him for that first skill burn, especially in stuff like Seal or Tear Glands, where having a burn will remove the passive from the lizard. But he is an amazing damage dealer as well, and if you do have him, I do recommend giving him a spin, as I feel like he's definitely an amazing unit, and he will contribute not only to your PvE teams, but your PvP teams as well. And I may do a bit of a more detailed breakdown on TESARION and when I use him, how to rune him. And yeah, just wanted to shed some light on something I discovered yesterday when doing some raids. And yeah, sub if you enjoyed something like this, and I'll see you in the next one.